Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Tech is Beautiful. And today we're going to be taking a look at some of Apple's most mysterious products that never saw the light of day. If you're new here, welcome. I make videos about tech that's beautiful, interesting, and sometimes just plain weird. And this is one of those episodes. Woo! Let's get started. We'll kick things off with one of Apple's most famous unreleased products, the Apple Lisa. Most people know that the Lisa was Apple's first all-in-one desktop computer that featured a full-fledged mouse and a 1280 by 1024 display. But what many people do know is that the Lisa actually came out after the Macintosh, and it was kind of a flop when it launched in 1986. Next up, let's take a look at something that many of you might not have known even existed. Apple's Now, if you've used an Apple product in the past decade or so, you're probably familiar with the iLife and iWork suites of applications. Well, before iLife, there was a tool. eTools was a proposed suite of applications that would have been a competitor to Microsoft Office, and it was being developed in the early to mid-1990s. However, the Mac was losing market share to Windows at the time, and Apple decided to focus its resources on making the Mac OS more stable and more compatible with Windows. As a result, the project was cancelled, and we never saw any of these tools. Luckily, Apple did eventually release a replacement for a tool called iWork, and it included applications like Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. Next, we're going to look at something that some of you might remember, the Apple Pippin. The Apple Pippin was a strange-looking computer that was released in 1996. It looked like a television set, but it was actually a fully functional computer with a 133 MHz PowerPC 601 CPU and 32 megabytes of RAM. It also had a built-in CD-RAM drive and support for multimedia. Despite its impressive specs, the Pippin was a commercial failure. In fact, Apple only sold 100,000 units worldwide, and they stopped production in 1997. There are several reasons for this. First of all, the price was too high at $600, and secondly, it wasn't clear what the target audience was supposed to be. Was it a gaming console? Was it a computer? Or was it something else entirely? Ultimately, the Apple Pippin is remembered as one of Apple's biggest flops of all time. Moving on, let's talk about something that has been rumored for years. The iWatch is basically an Apple Watch that runs on the iOS operating system. It was rumored to have a touchscreen and to be able to run iPhone apps. However, the iWatch was never released, and the Apple Watch that we have now is vastly different from what was rumored. So why was the iWatch never released? Well, it's likely that Apple simply didn't think that the technology was ready for prime time. The original iPhone only came out in 2007, and it was NT until 2014 that the first Apple Watch was released. So it is possible that Apple just wanted to wait until the technology caught up to their vision for the device. Finally, we're going to look at something that is truly mysterious, Apple's Project X. Very little is known about Project X, but it is rumored to be a virtual reality headset that would allow users to interact with their surroundings in a completely new way. It was reportedly being developed in 2016, but there have been no sightings of it since. Why did Apple cancel Project X? We simply don't know. Maybe they felt that the technology was unready for prime time, or maybe they decided to focus on other areas of the business. So, there you have it. Some of Apple's most mysterious unreleased products. If you could bring one of these products back to life, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I make videos about tech that's beautiful, interesting, and sometimes just plain weird. I'd love for you to join me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.